Like we don't
We're
have
not.
the audience thing. So like,
We're not even doing the intro. We're not even doing the intro. Oh. Hello, my name is Brule. I'm the event coordinator for Furality, and this is five-time Evo Championship SonicFox. Thank you for being our special
hello,
guest
what's
for
going
Furality
on,
today.
friend? Absolutely, anytime. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to be an anti-hero in front of all of our friends here.
So sorry for the delay, everyone. Because we kind of started a little late. We're going to try to jump into questions as soon as possible. Let me see. So how we're going to do this? We're going to start off with some Discord questions first, since people have been lining them up right now. And then we're going to switch off to the live audience that we have here. While people, so use this time to think about what questions you want to ask Sonic, and we're going to
Think
start off that way.
carefully, because if you ask a bad question, I will flame you in front of everyone. You've been warned.
Okay. So, this is a question from dudes with games from on Discord.
Dudes with games.
They ask, "How do you get good at any game with such a busy lifestyle?"
Well, I mean, my lifestyle is playing fighting games, so I can pretty much get good at any fighting game that I put my mind to if I have the time to play it. Obviously, sometimes there is such a thing as playing too many fighting games, but my experience of playing them for literally like since the first time I could like one of my earliest memories of playing anything was a fighting game. I've been kind of doing it for years, so it's kind of like natural for me to like transition to almost any fighting game. So it's just time and practice, really.
Okay. This next one is up by Pyro the Undying. Was it always your dream to be a professional fighting games player?
Was it always my dream? Not initially. It was just for fun, and then when I saw what the competitive scene was like, I was like, I wonder if I could do that. Like when I was back at like 12. And then it turns out I'm nasty. So yeah, I could do this actually as a profession. So
Okay. This is by Yipsy Bold. What is
okay.
it like being a black queer furry in the fighting game community and the larger gaming community?
Being a black gay queer in the fighting game community is pretty nice actually, because the fighting game community itself is one of the most diverse and inclusive communities out there. It's one of the funniest gaming communities out there, and it's why I love it so much because of how our roots came up from a bunch of diverse places and a bunch of just like qualities of life from all around, just all come together to play fighting games. In the grand scheme of gaming, I would say it definitely made me a pillar in the gaming community because it's not very often that you see something like that. Especially with someone as outspoken as I am, and being as like living like authentically myself in front of everyone.
So I'm gonna, as a fighting game community member myself, I'm gonna actually follow up to that question personally. Do different game communities, are there like, you're in Skullgirls, like is the Skullgirls community different than the Mortal Kombat community, or is they all kind of still one big general thing, or do the communities like kind of differ a little from section to section?
Yeah. So there's definitely subgenres of each community. Like if I go to the Mortal Kombat community, it's one of the most toxic communities out there. I find it really funny actually. But like, and then the Skullgirls community is like one of the most loving and like caring, maybe a little passive aggressive, but ultimately a loving and caring communities out there. Which is why the SG community is my favorite. But ultimately,
Okay,
like
cool.
we're still all one big family, I would say. But there is definitely subgenres of each fighting game community because you naturally you encounter different player bases. So obviously, different communities are going to form based off of just that. So.
Gotcha. So, sorry, did you have a question? You want to
I
stage,
have
or?
one of the questions from the Discord that was from Gu Lee. I play some fighting games where my friends are usually a lot better than me. I have fun, but almost every match feels like an uphill battle because they have played the game longer than I have. I heard you're good at picking up games quickly, so I was wondering if you had some advice or tips to catching up to that skill level or making the process of getting there more enjoyable.
I've always said in order to get good at a fighting game, you have to learn how to learn. So you need to know what you're doing wrong and like what is good in a fighting game and what is bad in a fighting game, and slowly practice those habits and make them be able to execute them efficiently in play. it's really, really important to be able to actually hit the opponent. And so if you're just practicing all and labbing all these cool combos, like sure, you're practicing execution, but you're not actually practicing how to hit me. So you got to figure out what's good about your character, learn basic fighting game fundamentals, like just basic fighting game one-on-one stuff, and then once you're able to apply that slowly and surely with time and practice, you'll be able to beat like anyone. Really. So
Okay. I actually learned something from that too. Neutral is important, I
I was
guess.
about to say that
yes,
actually answered
neutral
one
is
of the
not
questions
important.
from the Twitch where it's like, I don't like combo games, and it's like, you don't have to do combo games. Like, you have
Yeah, you
to
don't have to play combo
practice
games.
fighting
That's
before you
boring
can add
if you don't
flair.
play combo games, because combos are some of the sickest shit about fighting games. So I won't cap, but you need to. I find the thing that's more enticing about fighting games, not just the combos. I find how you go about hitting the opponent is pretty interesting. Like the interactions of how you make contact with the opponent, and then the combo that follows afterwards. I think is pretty sick. But it's all about interacting with the opponent first. And if you can't interact with me, good luck. So.
Okay. I have another one from Rodast. They ask, do you like playing any FPS games like Valorant, CS:GO, etc.?
Not really. I suck at shooting games. I'm so terrible at them. I have no aim, bro.
Do you have,
The only shooting game I think I generally enjoy a lot is Halo, and maybe a little bit of Gears. But like the Halo series minus 4 and 5, I think are pretty incredible. So
other than FPSs, do you have any other categories that you enjoy, or is it?
yeah. I like party games. I like multiplayer games. Like I enjoy Dead by Daylight. I enjoy like Fall Guys. I like just like general random ass games where you can just play with a bunch of friends. Like I'll play them. I have mad fun
Yeah,
playing that kind of stuff. Like
the
those
new Fall
crazy
Guys stuff is really
chaotic
good now.
games. Like I
Yeah,
haven't even
for sure.
tried it yet, but
Oh man,
like yeah, that kind of
they
stuff
have a lot of stuff
is
now.
pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I like chess a lot.
Uh,
I do like chess a lot.
yeah, I noticed that.
I'm
You
learning.
told me about your chess coach. That's awesome that you're actually like going
Yeah,
really,
we're learning.
really,
Slowly
really
but
hard at it.
surely, we're learning.
Okay. Here's another question by Billy! Exclamation point. How often are you recognized in real life? I'm assuming maybe out in just like
It,
random public spaces.
out in random public spaces, it hasn't happened really much since COVID. It's happened a few times. But before COVID, yeah, it used to happen all the time. I knew I made it when I was in like random ass countries, like when I was in like Montreal one time, and I was just walking around to like to the grocery store to get like milk or something, and some random person recognized me on the street. Same thing happened when I was in Paris, and the same thing happened when I was in Vienna. That's when I knew. I was like, oh, I must be famous, huh? So.
Those are cool places to get recognized in. That's for sure.
Yeah. Because I never thought that was something that would be happen outside of my own country. Like it was pretty common when it happened inside of America. But I mean, even just like 2 weeks ago, like somebody recognized me at my deli, which is really funny. And they took pictures of it, and I retweeted it and everything. But um, yeah, it happens. It happens the most usually in airports, but uh, yeah, it happens a lot, honestly. So. Pretty common.
Get closer to the stage with me, Sonic. Better for the camera. You move around so much, you're so fidgety.
I am, huh?
Let everyone see how beautiful you are. All right, here's a big
No.
question. Here's a big question. Here's a big one. Firefox Wizard asks, out of all the games you played, who's your favorite character overall?
Out of like in respects to like
I guess
gameplay
in any fighting
wise,
game that you
or
did play, they said favorite. I guess I would say what would be most fun, and just someone that you can just pick up and play and always have fun with. Is what I would translate it as.
well, there's definitely Annie in Skullgirl. I think it's by far one of my all-time favorite characters to exist in a fighting game so far. But the only character that's actually my favorite all-time fighting game character to ever exist is Jenna from Darkstalkers. Actually, a lot of my character's inspiration comes from Jenna. From his simple game plan to like his character aesthetics, and I just think that's the sickest character to exist, like period, in a fighting game. Most fun character too. So, Weirdos are sick, it turns out.
Hey Capcom, Darksiders. Wait, Darkstalkers. Wait, now I'm getting confused.
Darkstalkers, yes.
Darkstalkers
I
3
believe in you.
win.
Please make a new one.
Darkstalkers 3 win.
Capcom,
Yes,
please make a new Darkstalkers.
Come on, you said it. Please give us Darkstalkers 3.
There is a Darkstalkers 3. It's just not good. That's all.
Okay. So we're gonna ask maybe one or two more. We're gonna switch to the live audience, and then see how much time we have left, and then we'll go back. We'll keep going back and forth from that point on. So just an FYI.
Okay.
Everyone's been having so many good questions. I kind of feel bad that we're not going through them fast enough.
Yeah, a bunch of these are really, really, really good.
Stand up. I think my tracker died.
What is your favorite? Okay, sorry. Let me. Sultan Fluth asks, "What is your favorite game, and how did you choose your name?"
My favorite game is Skullgirls, and how I chose my name is, I'm a furry. How does any furry in here choose their name, right? So I made an OC a long time ago, and I just thought it'd be cool to name him SonicFox, and so I did. That's literally it.
Okay, I'm also going to ask. So it had anything to do with the hedgehog?
No, it's surprisingly the only Sonic game I've ever played in my entire life is Sonic Unleashed. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that, but it's okay. 1 second, I am falling apart for everyone right now too because my tracker is off.
The truth comes out.
I will use this time to pick one more from the Discord, and then how about everyone politely line up. So what happens is that we have the audience muted, and you can be heard when you're standing on the symbol right in front of us. So line up, get your questions ready if you'd like to ask your question, and then we'll take it one at a time here on out. Thank you for being so polite.
Yeah, get in line if you're not
Here, Finn,
scared.
you could go in front of me, Finn.
I just might execute you. That's no issue. Hold on, let me assert my dominance real quick.
There we go. Dominance asserted. Okay, one last one.
Okay.
For the time being, this is by Dandy V2, version 2, I don't know.
Okay, Dandy.
They said, weird question, but what was the largest challenge when it came to learning fighting games? Do you have any advice for up-and-coming players?
I definitely think the biggest challenge of learning fighting games is learning how to play neutral, properly, and understanding, the different ways that a character can play neutral, because that comes down to archetypes. And once you have that, understanding of, what a neutral game is and how to be good at it, that's when, anything else is pretty easy, honestly, in fighting. Literally anything else is easy. So, I think neutral games are the hardest thing to understand about fighting.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we're going to leave it to you, Sonic. You're going to be in control of the rest of the questions for these audience over here, so I'll leave it to you.
Okay, so step right up.
Hi. How did you become a furry?
Oh, well, I started off as a Happy Tree Friends OC. Haha, sorry about that. And whatchamacallit, I obviously on DeviantArt, you find one of those free bases that you can just recolor, and that's how my character originally started. I still have the picture of that actually to this day. And there was this IRC chat that I used to go on the official Happy Tree Friends website. I used to talk to all the time, and I found those friends who years later, obviously they're furries as well, and we reunited. At the time,
you ran into people who knew you in there. That explains it.
Yeah. So at the time, obviously, your Happy Tree Friends OC, which is just a gateway drug to becoming a furry, and then you're like, oh, I want to see my character drawn like an ant. Oh, I'm a furry. So that's just what happens. So, thank you, Finn. I'll let you know.
Okay, I've got two. One, I wanted to know if you were. I was wanting to. Sorry, brain. I wanted to know if you were familiar with a game called. Yes. If you were familiar with a game called Gauntlet Dark Legacy, and if you. No. And if you were.
Ruin the second question.
No, but the second question was: is there any other games upcoming that you might be up or very excited for? Anything familiar?
Well, there's that rumored NetherRealm game that's coming out soon that I hope to try because I'm just a NetherRealm fighting game fan. For those that don't know, NetherRealm is the creators of Mortal Kombat and Justice series, so that's how I got my name even. So I'm pretty excited for those, but I guess I'm pretty excited for the Project L game. the League of Legends fighting game, only because I know it's gonna be huge. Not so much that I really like supporting Riot games. But we'll see how that goes because I'm a fighting game player, and so it's just in my nature to be good at fighting games. So, and with that one being huge, I think it could be pretty like uh, it's gonna be what makes the FGC like actually explode. I think. So we'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
Thank you so much. Let me switch my costume. All right, Taco, talk to me.
All right. Hello, Sonic. I met you a
Hello.
couple of times at BLFC. Just wanted, like, fellow Soul Calibur fan. That's what I
So
call
Calibur is
him
fun.
as number one. Not enough love for Soul Calibur anymore.
Soul Calibur 2 is. Oh, sorry. Soul Calibur 3 has a special place in my heart, even though it's pretty broken. But go on.
I like the most recent one. I think they brought back most of the characters, and I love Talum. They built her.
Yeah.
Her
I agree.
But I wanted to ask you because I play fighting games, but I also play a lot of board games. Have you ever played any fighting board games by any chance? Like
Fighting
Exceed
board
or
games?
Way of the Fighter? Have you seen these before?
I have. I forgot the one that I tried before, but yeah, I've heard of them.
I don't know if you
I
play
can't
board
remember.
games because you say you play chess, right? So like,
Yeah, I like board games. Yeah, I'll play like any board game.
I would try. I would just want to say try out like Exceed or Way of the Fighter
Mhm.
if you want to get into.
Way of the
If
Fighter?
you especially like combos, it's a very hard combo fighter that helps out with a lot of things. They have like a Street Fighter edition and stuff to them. But I was
Okay,
just
for
putting
sure.
there. Also, I was
I'll
gonna
give it a
say
ch-
because
check it out.
you're a chess fan, I would try out the Duke if you haven't played yet. It's like chess on crack. If you want to get into, if you like that level of strategy. But
Okay, no worries.
that's what I think. I've been watching
Bet.
you for a while. Just wanted to come in and watch this and stuff, and also like see if you played any of those games too, and give you guys some suggestions. But yeah,
Yeah, no worries.
it was
Thank you so much,
pleasure
Taco.
meeting you. Yeah.
Nice meeting you too. It's good Havoc, homie. I like your outfit.
Thank you. One of my questions is, out of all the tournaments you went through and like the battles you went, which tournament would you say was like your hardest and like worth like fought?
I definitely think I peaked at Final Combat against Ninja Killer in Mortal Kombat 11. I definitely think that's my peak tournament experience. I definitely think that is the best I've ever played fighting games in my entire life because I think Ninja Killer is one of the best fighting game players to exist on the planet. And the fact that I may not one but two 1% life comebacks against him, I legit don't think I've ever played any better against somebody. So I definitely recommend you watch that set. And it's like one of the most watched Mortal Kombat 11 sets like ever. It has, I believe, like 3.7 million views. You just type in Final Combat Ninja Killer versus SonicFox Grand Finals, and it's one of the greatest matches ever. And I was using one of my favorite characters ever, which is the Joker.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay. Hi, Blue Jay.
Hello. I was gonna ask because when I start doing fighting games, I get really angry and unmotivated in the beginning when you keep losing over and over.
Salty.
And
Yes.
yeah, and I was gonna ask how you avoid that from happening for yourself.
Well, when you lose, anybody gets salty, but I always look at losing as a chance to improve. That means there's something I'm missing about myself, and that means I have become even stronger than what I thought I currently was, which is why I like losing a lot in fighting games, actually. When you lose in a fighting game, you have to always figure out why you did. And once you start answering those questions and start solving them too and applying them into your play, you'll realize how much fun fighting games become when you're just cooking people now afterwards. So,
Well, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Anytime, PJ.
Okay, let's switch back to
And that's
the Discord
okay.
questions. And then
Okay.
if people have any more questions, we'll go back to the audience. Let's
I
see.
said the way. I'm pretty dangerous with that out.
Oh my gosh, we have so many. Okay.
Talk to me, beloved.
This one has a lot of reactions to it. I don't know if I can pronounce it right. It's a Tokiao Zyla. They say why is why is SonicFox so cute?
It's because it's a red arms.
It's a good one.
I think it's the red arms. Hi, Neo. Nice to see
Okay.
that you're watching. Neo, Tokyo's the other person I talk about. Neo, she's like my best friend. Nice to see you.
They're great.
Tell me, you fucking bitch. But it's nice to see you.
See, I'm trying to. There's some that are similar, so I'm trying to avoid those.
I got one.
Okay, so. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Talk to me, Sora.
Come over here, Sora.
Yeah, all right, fine. I'll get in here. What is your opinion of platform fighters like Smash Bros? And that is from Blue Ampharos on Discord.
I think platform fighters are some of the harder fighting games you can ever play. But I think platform fighters and traditional fighting games are completely two different genres. Which I understand why people put them in the same category, but they're vastly different fighting games. I'm not a fan of them because a lot of things I learned growing up about fighting games, you have to dismiss like 90% of it when it comes to a platform fighting game, and vice versa. So I'm not really too big on them, and like the win conditions for them are completely different than traditional fighting games. Like I just want to put you down, knock you down, and you might lose the game right then and there. But platform fighters, you typically have to obviously take them off the platform and KO them that way. To me, that's a really, really weird concept. But I'm not knocking it. It ain't for me.
I don't know why I didn't bring this up on my overlay earlier, but we are now fixing that.
Yeah, I was about to say I've had my overlay up the entire time.
You guys, you want low poly SonicFox?
I am not the smartest dragon sometimes. Okay. I love it. Here's a question by Hayes. What are your experiences with your persona also being your brand?
I actually think it's pretty sick that I can be able to brand myself as my persona because it makes like furryism, I guess, more mainstream. Even though people really don't want that, I'd say what I'm doing like kind of normalizes like my culture, right? And like my OC is hot, so seeing him anywhere and anything and as my main brand is pretty sick if you ask me. So
okay. Let's see. If you could self-insert your character into any big fighting game franchise, which one would you go into?
Skullgirls.
I should have made that was on me. I made it too easy. You're already in there.
I am in the background of Skullgirls, but like, man, imagine me being a playable character in Skullgirls. And that's really cool.
I would actually play the game. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't play Skullgirls.
Let's see. For now.
I'm a Misfortune player, but that's because I play casually.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a question by Rosemary. Okay, here is another one from Loop Scoop. When or how did you come up with your persona? And if you had to change species, what would you change it to?
Like I said, I came up with my persona back when I was a Happy Tree Friends OC. I just wanted to be a fox, but I was a Happy Tree Friends OC, so that's what I did. I colored him blue and everything. You just put your favorite colors together, and then you make this magnificent, glorious beast, and then you name him SonicFox. But if I had to change my species to anything, I'd probably be a hyena. But you see, Sonic Yeen doesn't have the same ring that it has as SonicFox. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Here's one. By Damon. Do you and Goichi still talk or play fighting games nowadays?
Absolutely, Goichi and I still talk. In fact, we're going to be seeing him this week at the Red Bull Kimite, and like we were talking in DMs literally like a month ago when we both got invited that we would both be at the same event, and we haven't been at the same event for the last 2 years due to COVID, obviously. And so us being reunited and just talking about like we're there for completely different games. Like he's there for Street Fighter, I'm there for Guilty Gear, but like we're just talking about let's play Melty Blood, let's play Dragon Ball Fighters, and let's just like go ham on the casuals. And it's like yes, so it's gonna be really, really. I'm really, really relieved to be reunited with one of my good friends from all the way over in the east.
Let's see. I'm sorry. This question is funny. I'm sorry for laughing at it because it's good. This is by Champ.
Why are you laughing?
This is by Champ
Looking at the same one.
52001. How do you do a quarter circle? Please, I don't know how to turn on the shower.
How do I do a quarter circle, please? Okay, so imagine it's quite literally like imagine you have a penny in your hand, right? I say a quarter circle, it always starts from down. So let's say a quarter circle forward, right? If we have a penny in my hand, right, you would start from down, and then you go a quarter of the circle. What would be a quarter of the circle? You just go from down to the right of it, right? That would be a quarter circle. If you want to do a half circle, you start from the back, and then go down, and then forward. But as if you're going around the penny. 360, just like that. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And if anything, I recommend you learn anime notation. It's pretty simple to understand, and it'll teach you how to do almost any motion ever. So.
And now you're able to take a shower.
Now you're able. I hope you're able to take a nice warm shower tonight. Good luck. Another question by Damon.
Good luck.
Hey SonicFox, if you were in a fantasy RPG world, what class would you be?
I think I'd be either a rogue or a thief. I think those classes are the funniest one to me because they're just peak assholes, and they're just like, give me shit.
I could call that for running thief like all the time.
I'd always run the rogue or thief class. It's so fun. I think it's so fun.
All right. Another one by Calculus Dog. They say,
Calculus.
I have an arcade stick in which it is so confusing after a few hours of use. How can I use it properly?
Well, I don't even like using arcade sticks, so I am not really the best person to answer with that question, but practice makes perfect. There's always guides on YouTube to learn how to use them.
So you're a pad warrior this whole time?
I did not use them. Yeah, yes. Well, you thought I was using arcade sticks. That's OD.
No. Okay, I'm going to follow up with this with my own question again. So, out of all the pads that you use, what do you prefer the best? What do you think is the best one?
I like the DualShock 4 controller if it didn't break so much, so we'll probably go with the DualShock 3 because it's the one that broke the least. So, but I do enjoy my DualShock 4 pads. Yeah.
Okay. I know this isn't a panel for me, but I will, as someone who has went from pad forever and started using sticks and then eventually a hitbox, it's just one of those things that you, just like Sonic says, you just had to go at it, and it's really awkward at first. But once you lab it over and over again,
learn the hitbox.
Hitbox is good. I didn't think I would like it because there's no stick, but I did well with the hitbox. But
when you learn the hitbox, you're a cheater. I'm just saying.
I didn't do well with stick after trying it for years, and then I met the hitbox, and it just worked. It just clicked. But anyways, we'll go to the next one. This is from Maverick. I tend to get really salty when playing competitively, so I can relate with that some of that rage. But have you ever had someone get really salty to the point they spike their controller and break it? Have you caused any of that?
I've seen. I've seen so many people spike the controllers because of me. But my favorite one was I was playing against somebody in a dinner live tournament, and I beat them, and they took the controller, they threw it at the monitor, and it bounced off. I actually started dying of laughter. My monitor wasn't broken, but they were just like, man, fuck this game. I started laughing. I started laughing so hard. Like, I cannot believe that shit. I was like, how are you that mad that you got bodied? Come on now.
Ooh, I got one. This one is from Ausranium. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Ausranium, yeah.
Yeah, I heard from Dragon FGC that Mortal Kombat players love Mario Party. What is your favorite Mario Party?
I do like Mario Party a lot, actually. I think my favorite Mario Party has to be 7, the one on the GameCube. I really enjoy that one a lot. I think it has some of the best mini games on there. But that is just my preference.
Okay. This one is kind of recent. It just came in and it caught my eye. This is from Guli again. Design the best fighting games using aspects from existing games, but actually vice versa. Do the same, but make it worse. Make it the worst fighting game using the worst mechanics from other fighting games.
If I would ever make a fighting game that's the best fighting game ever, I would steal mechanics from Skullgirls. If I wanted to make the worst fighting game ever, I'd probably steal mechanics from Samurai Showdown. So.
Ooh. Okay. Just to clarify, what mechanics in Samurai Showdown what makes it so that you make you dislike it so much?
You literally press one button and you watch them lose half their life. I just think it's the most boring fighting game to exist on the planet. But I understand why people like it. I just think it's the most boring fighting game on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, don't sue me.
Oh my god, the questions are coming. Is there any more from the audience, by the way?
If you have more in the audience,
keep
line
going
up.
with these
Not
Discord
anymore.
ones. Yeah, if we see someone stand up, okay, you know what? Take it
For
away.
Honor, why Peacekeeper?
Get in here.
Huh?
Why Peacekeeper and For Honor? Why'd you main
she
Peacekeeper?
like shanks you. She shanks you and you poisons you, and it's really funny. And she's like, yeah, I think she looks mad cool.
Okay, yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions while they're reading off the Discord questions, just like line up. If you have no more, then
okay. This is from Shaylee Durgan, hot and fresh, like a couple seconds ago. What is your favorite way to relax after a busy day?
I can't answer that publicly, but the other one is the other one is I like to play chess or just watch TV shows. So
this is from Letty _ Any advice for someone who's getting started in DBZ fighters?
Honestly, if you're getting started in DBZ fighters, just play your favorite character right now. Or your favorite characters. So honestly, anything works. But once you want to get really good at the game, then start understanding how team building actually works. I think we're starting to get a line. Is this a line? Like, feel free to like walk up if you're like, did you get close? Just so I know you guys are in a line. Yeah,
all right. So, are you the kind of player that plays or like mains a character because they're cool or because of their tier? Or is it like a little bit of mixture of both? Because I tend to like low tiers, but okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why is because I am a competitor, and so I will play anything that I know is good enough to win. Especially if I don't have to think that hard. I will obviously always play the character that I enjoy the most. But if the character I enjoy the most is very weak compared to every other character, I will learn top tier. I'll learn the coolest top tier, so I can compete.
Got you.
And I don't know if you have seen it yet, but Chromebat released the newest the intellectual fighting game community video, and there's a bit where you're in it, but I think it was Injustice 2, and the guy stands up and starts yelling in your face and pointing at the screen. What is that exactly? Was he? Yes.
Oh yeah, so that was during Evo. I mirror matched Tweety. What he was saying to me was, pick a different character. Yeah, it's probably one of the most legendary clips in Injustice 2 where I mirrored him and I tried to beat him with his own character, and that definitely did not work out well. But I got revenge in Mortal Kombat 11 by mirroring him and Garrus. So I was like, pick a different character. So it's okay.
Hell yeah.
Forgot I was muted. As it comes to when you were mentioning Mario Party, I grew up on the 64, but I wanted to ask about Dead by Daylight and such. As a guy who came from Souls-likes, what's your favorite Dead by Daylight killer or survivor?
My favorite killer is Ghostface because I get to just stalk people, and I get to one-touch them. And I think it's the funniest thing ever. The second one would have to be the Hag, and they're pretty cool. And then my favorite survivor would have to be Claudette because she just blends in really well to everything, and she has the most drip, I say, and so I'd be making her look extra ratchet because I can. So
I kind of connected to the Death Slinger and such, but yeah.
Yeah. Be sniper.
So, do you have any interesting like pre-game rituals, and how do you get your mental in the right space before an important game?
A pre-game ritual? Not really. People ask me this question very often. Not really, but I just try to focus on the match at hand, and when I sit down and I'm ready to play, then I play. That's all. I just study.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Squeakless looks like they want to get in, but then keep second guessing. Like you got a question? Or you nervous?
I know I saw a question that was pretty good.
That kind of was my question, but I guess another question would be like, what's the fighting style you hate playing against?
I kind of hate zoners, to be honest. That's the only reason I hate them is because it's really easy for zoners to not have to interact with you if you're playing if they're like made really really well. The one thing I hate is when any character is able to take away interaction from you, which is why zoners are looked down a lot by like even like non-fighting game players. They see that it's like, oh, stop spamming. I actually understand the finesse it takes to play a zoning character. It's actually pretty difficult. But I hate when they make easy zoning characters that just run away and you can't do shit to interact with them. But I guess to bounce off of that, I would say my favorite fighting game archetype is setup characters. Characters that have setups and traps to like destroy you later, I think are what I live for. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to, since we're done with the audience here, we're going to switch back to the Discord. This one, quite a fan of. From Dude with Games. How do you survive by just being so good at fighting games? Is there anything else that you do to keep yourself afloat? Or do you survive by tournament money or sponsorships alone?
Well, technically, I'm paid to be an influencer. Really, yeah. It turns out when you get really good at fighting games or become the number one at them, a lot of people look up to you. So, I mean, I am paid a professional salary by evil geniuses. That is my job, is to like do promotional stuff and to play a video games with them, and then like whatever money I win going to tournaments is just extra money I just get to keep, which at this point, from how long I've been competing, is probably enough to keep me afloat already. But now with having an actual job that pays me a salary and everything, like
that's fucking that's the dream.
That's what keeps me
that's
going.
Awesome.
Yeah, I am living the dream. Yes, I say I have a dream job. Yes.
Oh, that's cool shit. But I mean, it's definitely earned. It's not like people gave it to you on a silver platter. You had to win those games.
Yeah. The fighting game community is the least paid esports out of all of them to exist, I believe. So it is definitely an honor to be able to make a living from playing fighting games.
Let's see. A lot of them that seems to be similar. So let me backtrack a little bit. This is by Starman45 for to win. Do you think it is the competition itself that brings the fighting game community together, or do you feel there's more to it?
There's definitely more to it. The competition is fun. I love the thrill of the competition because there's just nothing like it, and I can't really explain that feeling to you unless you compete in a fighting game tournament yourself. And I mean, you do so seriously. Excuse me. But there's just so much ways to express yourself in a fighting game community and just finesse somebody. I think that's what's the coolest thing. It's like everybody wants to do the sickest shit to somebody, and I think that alone is what makes fighting games so cool.
Yeah, okay. I got one. Sure. So when we were watching your MK11 tournament fight, we noticed that as the game was going on for your last round, that it started heavily tilting in your favor, like you were just analyzing every single movement. And then just all of a sudden, just the wheels fell off of your opponent's wagon and just got smashed.
But you're talking about Tekken Master, right?
Yeah, like how is that kind of mental process? Like, how do you figure out what to focus on first whenever you're analyzing your opponent's fighting style?
I like to focus on what's their biggest habits, and what's a good habit, what's a bad habit, and applying to their emotional side. When I play fighting games, one of the scariest things about me is I know how to make you feel a plethora of emotions when I want you to, and then I'll try to make you second guess your choices, make you fearful in certain scenarios, make you scared, all those feelings alone is enough for me to steamroll you in a fighting game. And so even I can tell if you're intimidated by me even by just sitting down next. And I'll definitely use that against you. I am that kind of person. But against Tekken Master, one of the other things I'm most known for is my adaptation. I don't believe there's I'm one of the best players in the like planet at just adapting to somebody's playstyle. And so the longer sets go on, the more chances you give me to figure you out. And so against Tekken Master, I kind of figured him out after the reset of the bracket, and I knew he was running out of steam and energy, and so I was able to just completely steamroll him afterwards when I had the momentum going. Especially when I went up to like 4-1. That's when I knew in my head I have it in the bag. So.
As soon as like it started tilting in your favor, the entire Twitch chat was lit up with, "Oh no, SonicFox just downloaded Tekken Master." So I guess that actually really does ring true.
Okay, so we don't have much time left, so maybe probably 5 more minutes. We're going to try to squeeze as much as we can, and then we'll just go and cut it off. Okay. This is a question from Maverick. Has anyone made any racist or disrespectful comments towards you in the gaming community? If so, how did you handle it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it happens all the time to like almost anyone, not just me. You really like the FGC is really against that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you're a fool to do something like that against me, because then I'll just quote retweet you, and then that's the end of your career and FGC. But I mean, you just report it, and then everybody's like, "Fuck this guy." That's really it. So
understandable.
Girl, whatever it is.
Okay, so we're going to speed fire. This is for Kuthra. Do you watch your opponent's gameplay before playing against them to see how they play, or do you just wing it?
Yeah, I typically would prefer to see someone's gameplay before I play them, because I can analyze a lot of your habits by just watching how you play other people. But even if I've never seen your gameplay before, especially if you're a strong player, I'll wing it. I can do that.
Okay. How much time should someone spend daily in a game to train? What about when it's a new fighting game that they've never played?
You should learn how to spend as much time possible that is efficient for you. For me, it can range from 10 minutes to 12 hours, depending on what I'm trying to learn and what I'm trying to do. Ultimately, try to have fun with what you're learning and what you're experiencing, because the more things you add to your toolkit, the more you're fundamentally solid you'll become. The more things that you learn about, whether it's character matchup knowledge or character like combos or setups, like all that kind of stuff. There's always something brand new to learn in a fighting game every day.
Okay. I'm sorry, and I forgot to mention that was a question by Neo Nakamura. Thank you very much for that question.
Okay. Neo
Let's see. Well, I think we'll have time for one more, so let's make this one last good one.
Okay. We also have one in the audience too. We'll do it here in the audience.
Okay, we'll do this and we'll do an audience and we'll call it then. That sounds good.
Yeah. If you have any more questions in the audience, now speak now or forever hold your peace.
Hold your peace.
Foxy Shadow Lord asks, "What should I do to my friend who is a zoner?"
You should rush that motherfucker. That's what you should do. And then you knock him down, you never let him play the game ever again. Okay? But make sure you do so strategically. If you just rush in brainlessly against a zoner, you will die. So make sure you understand the zoning patterns that they send at you. Learn how to walk in, block, and do a bunch of nothing. I promise you, if you do a bunch of nothing, you just take your time to get in. Any space is still space that you're gaining. And eventually, the zoner will put themselves in the corner. When you do that, you kill them. Fuck the zoners that teleport out the corner for free. So
okay, we're going to go finish our audience over here, and we're going to wrap it up.
All right. Well, my friend gave me the peas was spamming on Discord wanting to ask you this question, but essentially his question is, how did you even manage to get into the background of Skullgirls? Like, did you contact them? They contacted you? Like, how is that possible?
Oh, with Skullgirls, I've been playing it for literally years, and at the time when it was doing its backing, I actually didn't really like the game as much, and I was also like only like 12 when it was doing its actual backing, and then I got really into it afterwards, and been playing it for like 10 years since. But with how much support that I put into the game, at the time, the lead dev wanted to honor me. And I like jokingly went up to him and I was like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if I like interchanged the teacher?" Because like he did kind of honor me and my best friend, the Kill Sage, and initially when the background of the class notes used to say the Fox School, that was a thing that me and the Kill Sage did to teach players how to play Skullgirls for a little bit. But then I was like, "Wouldn't it be cool if it's just the Fox School, which is my OC?" And it was like, I can ask, actually. He did. And then I commissioned actually one of our fellow furry friends. He goes by Sucker Jones, or also known as Bento. He actually does a lot of animation and cleanup work for Skullgirls. And so I commissioned him to put my character in the background of SG, and he made the animations, and I sent it over to the lead dev, and he put it in, and you get SonicFox and Skullgirls.
Wow.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, anytime.
So that about wraps it up for the Q&A. Thank you everyone so much for coming along. Is there anything that you want to plug in? Or I know that the fighting game meetup kind of already passed, but if you want to designate another meetup for have people meet with you in person, you can do that anytime starting now. You know, the rooms are open for the fighting game meetup all the way until Sunday. So if there's a time that you want to meet with people, you can announce it here. When will be a good time for that if you want to do that?
If people really want to do a fighting game meetup, it's open. How late on Sunday is it open to?
It's already open. It's open. It closes at 11 p.m. on Sunday. So I mean, it's already open right now.
How about like 9 p.m. in one of the fighting game meetups? I don't know what lobby I should join though.
You can make it. You can send out a tweet, you know, and just say, "Hey, fighting game meetup, meet me at Instant So and So," and then just go there, and people will just come and meet you there.
So to plug, you can follow me, my content on at SonicFox on Twitter or on YouTube, also at SonicFox. I make a lot of funny videos about me fighting. Sometimes I stream. I'm into rarity because I really don't like streaming. But when I do stream, you can also follow me at SonicFox. Honestly, like the name is really hard to forget. And I guess I can plan for a fighting game meetup tomorrow, again at 9 p.m. We'll figure out the lobby. I'll probably be like lobby 1 or something, probably the first instance, so to make it really easy for people, assuming it's not full. But yeah, probably like 9 p.m. We can try to for a fighting game meetup there. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Honestly,
thank you all so much.
Fun.
Thank you.
I hope you all have a good day.